we're doing something a little bit different. We are going to count down my top 10 favorite metal detecting finds of all time.
I don't believe it.
Dude, look.
What? I don't know. What is that?
This is it.
What is that? That's nothing. What's that? Nothing. Oh! Gotta get the. What the fudge? Let me get the. What? Do me a favor.
Yeah.
Put it deep in your pocket.
I think I'll do just that.
Easy.
Is that so? Does that have gold on it too?
I think it does. Yes.
Holy
I think
crap.
it does.
Oh my god! That is so cool.
Oh my god!
You come up and hunt with us, you'll find some trout.
1879.
I don't want to say come out and hunt with us and then you don't find.
That is awesome. Well done.
Oh
Good
my
job.
gosh.
Don't even clean it up. Don't even clean it up.
Hey,
Touch.
I'm not
you know what? That was on that field scope line, right at the tree. So
Yeah, but I got the dime.
yeah,
Oh my lord.
It's a barber? No, it's
that's a Morgan.
Or Morgan,
1879.
1879.
That's in pretty decent shape, isn't it?
Gotta quit shaking.
I'm sorry. I was
Awesome.
Good job.
awesome. Oh my god.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right. It's a freaking blizzard. We're about to go out and get some treasure. Alright, so I just got a freaking awesome coin. I'm cold, my fingers are going numb. Brad just gave me a talk about.
Bernia.
Holy moly!
Yes!
Oh. Beautiful, beautiful. Holy moly. Beautiful. Oh my gosh. I can't believe that just happened. I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna die before we get out of here. Alright, we got it. Done, let's call it a day, let's go bowling. Yeah, my fingers are probably gonna fall off. But it's worth it. It's totally worth it. It's a blizzard, so I'm gonna zip it in. Because if it falls in the snow, I'm not getting it back. Alright, I'm smiling because I found something. And I'm not sure yet what it is. It's really thin and it's really shiny. And of course my kids raided my pouch and stole my fufu. So I'm just gonna have to spit on it. So I'll get right back to you. Check it out. I'm shaking just a little. It might be because I'm hungry. It's a freaking real. I just found my first real. Oh my god, on top of a mountain. Oh, oh my god. Ah, I just found my first real. Okay. Freaking out just a little. Right by the old steps. I told you I was reading the property and in my head I'm like, okay, this seems good. Oh my god. I cannot believe it. I knew it seemed thin. 1774. Oh my god. Beautiful. It's beautiful. I'm shaking. I can't believe I just did that. Yes! 2017! Alright, awesome. Let's keep looking.
That can't be good, that's almost on the surface.
You gotta go wild here. Another one?
This is big and it's silver. Oh my god. Holy crap. Yes. Oh my god. I'm like shaking. Holy crap. Oh my god. Do you have your fufu too?
Hey. Get your phone up.
Alright, I just Doug, this is amazing. Silver half. Oh my gosh. 1937. Oh, first one ever. I'll take it. It's going in the keeper pocket. Now I'm gonna dig up another one. Alright, so I just got an 80 signal on the AT Max. I didn't live dig it because every time I live dig it's junk, obviously. But check out this coin I just got and we'll figure out what it is. So I flicked it up here in the dirt. It was reading in the 80s. I'm gonna get my brush out and brush it and see what it is. You can see I got it cleaned off there. You can maybe see the wreath a little bit. I haven't gotten to this side yet, so let's clean that side up and see what it is.
17, am I on?
Yeah, you're on.
1783 Nova Constellatio or something?
Psst, Andrew, what's it called?
Constellatio, is that it?
Nova Constellatio.
Yeah, Nova Constellatio.
I always wanted one of those. Yeah, it's like the coolest.
That's kind of
coin
a
ever.
rare coin. I mean, it's like not super valuable, but it's much more valuable and rare. Are you filming?
I'm totally feeling you
Than
right.
like George III, like we've been finding. That's a good coin. That's a nice. Have you found one before?
No, I've never found one before.
Okay, here you can have it back. That is cool. That's cool.
That is really awesome.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's what my other one was. It's about the same size. Yeah. Well, Ashton ditched me to go get a snack. And I think I may have just gotten silver. It's really tiny, like super tiny. Possibly seated in the clump. What is that? Oopsies, I dropped it. Like shaking. It's a chime. It's a chime. It's definitely a chime. Oh my gosh. It's not a seated. Andrew! Come check this out. I think I got a chime. A chime. Oh my god. Yes, I've never found a chime before. My first chime. And I don't have to give it to Ashton because he went back to the car. Sweet. And you lick my first chime.
Yep. You want a date off it or not?
Yeah, I do want to date off it. Oh my gosh. I was so excited.
Nope, you're not going to get a date off of it.
It's okay, I'm just happy to find a chime.
1852.
Are you making that up?
No.
It's actually on there?
I can see the 5 and the 2.
Oh my gosh. And Ashton went back to the car for snacks.
Beat that under my quilt.
It was the 60s on mine.
It's ringing up like a pull tab on mine.
Oh, sweet. I can't believe that just happened. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, Andrew, I just got something. Come here. I just got a 76 on the E2 Gold, like really shallow hit, and I was like, okay, this can't be anything good. So I get this little piece and I wipe it off and oh my god, check this out. Oh my god, I don't even know where I put it. I kind of like just threw it back down because I was so excited. Where did it go? The worst thing you could do is probably throw it back down. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh my god. I totally, like, I can't believe I did that. Alright, it's a good thing I have a metal detector because I totally just threw that back down. Oh my god, I cannot believe I did that. It's a cut silver. Alright, it's right here. Oh my god, right here, right here, right here. I'm like shaking.
Yeah, it is.
Yes! I knew there was good stuff in this field.
Sure is. Look at that.
Yes!
It's a cool quarter cut. That's an old one too. That's off of Pistarine.
Oh my god! I'm so excited.
That's awesome.
We just got done. Oh my god, I can't even. We just got done saying this field is being way too quiet. This is my good karma right here.
Good karma.
Oh my god. I think I just got a coin. I really do. It's really thin, but apparently they're very thin. Bo just dug an amazing old medieval coin. This is, I think I lost it, I think. Wait, no, here it is. It's super thin. If it's a button, I'm gonna die. Oh my god, it's hammered coin! It's hammered. I got one! I threw it down, I don't know where it is. Look, look. Don't touch it.
Congratulations.
I got one!
Hope you find more. That's awesome, man.
I know, look at that. Look.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh, I'm so excited.
I bet you are.
I'm shaking a little bit.
You should be.
Oh
That's
my-
cool.
Yes, you can touch it. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my gosh. I just got a really big silver coin. It was really deep and like that far deep. Such a strong signal, and I'm digging and I'm digging. And I'm like, oh, this is gonna be iron. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna flip you around and show you. I don't even know what it is. Maybe it's modern, maybe I just like blue balls a lot. Oh my god. What is that? I just want to wipe it. I don't want to wipe it. It is hold. Bo! Oh my god. Heck is that? Oh my god. I don't know, it's really big and silver.
Something?
You're gonna be like, oh, that's modern.
Oh,
That is. Oh
It's
no
a Franklin
way.
quarter.
It
Cold.
is. It's Crisco.
Crisco?
Yeah, it's from Chris Franklin.
No, what is that? Are you serious?
Aluminum?
Franco, that's Spanish, right?
No.
15, is it 15?
It's milk.
Well, 1553.
Really?
Chris.
Congratulations.
Yes, it was so deep. I was about to give up.
Oh, it's gone forever. That's awesome.
I thought maybe it was iron. I was honestly about to give up. Like, no, that signal's too good, and I kept going, and it was deep.
You would have walked right over it.
Yes! Well, I hope you enjoyed this countdown, and I hope you stick around for future metal detecting adventures.
300-year-old cave in the Philippines turns out to be hiding a horrific secret. You may have heard about outer space being referred to as the final frontier, since so much has already been discovered here on Earth. The truth is, though, that it's a big planet and there are still amazing things to find right below our feet. In fact, every day it seems that we find something new that we never thought possible. When loggers arrived at Mount Pulag in the Philippines during the late 19th century, for instance, they uncovered something inside a cave, something that the locals may have been trying to keep a secret. Now the secret is finally out, and it reveals a dark history. When a team of loggers arrived at the massive and mysterious Mount Pulag, located in a large and beautiful jungle in the Philippines during the late 19th century, they found a series of mysterious caves waiting for them. These caves still remain intact today, but as lovely as they may appear, there's truly something unsettling about them. One could say that the sea of clouds floating around the mountain where they were located serve as a clue to the eeriness to come. Each and every one of the caves is only accessible through narrow winding paths and rickety footbridges alongside the mountain. In a lot of ways, it seems like something out of an Indiana Jones film. Once brave explorers step inside the enigmatic caves, they'll uncover something truly creepy. The whole area might look like a movie set, but rest assured that it's definitely the real deal. Those brave enough to explore the frightening cave system can only reach the inside if they're brought there by a tour guide. How many would like to bet that the guide always utters prayers for forgiveness before entering? The caves themselves hide a horrifying secret, one that the locals likely didn't want anyone to discover. You can see that there are wooden boxes inside the caves. Can you guess what's in each of them? That's right, they're mummies. In fact, quite a few of the corpses had begun the mummification process long before they'd even died. These frightening and fascinating corpses are known as the fire mummies, or Ebeloy mummies, as they were known to the tribe to which they belonged. Their unique mummification process dates back as far as 2000 BC. In this process, when it was becoming increasingly clear that an individual was approaching death, the person who was dying would drink an extremely salty beverage. This would subsequently begin the mummification process. After the ailing individual died, they would be washed, put into a seated position, and then placed above a flame. This process was practiced in such a way so that the corpse would dry out instead of becoming cremated and burning into ash. Other members of the tribe would additionally contribute to the ritual by blowing tobacco smoke into the deceased tribe member's mouth, which they believed would help their lost loved ones' insides dry out more quickly. The entire process took several weeks to complete. That may seem like an unusually long time to work with a dead body, but being that this was such an important ritual in the society, it had to be done with great care. Each one of the bodies was fully mummified, and the corpse was as dried out as it could possibly be. Members of the tribe would curl it up so that it took up as little space as possible. The mummy would then be tucked into a wooden box. Families were buried together, but single people were buried alone. The Ebeloy people put this practice to an end sometime in the 1500s, after Christian explorers arrived from Spain and imposed their own religious and burial practices. That's probably why the caves remained untouched for centuries. Nearly 300 years later, that group of loggers moved into the area and discovered the mummies inside, but unfortunately, they didn't always respect the remains the way that they should have. Eventually, the caves and all of their contents inside of them were named a National Cultural Treasure by the government of the Philippines. Thank goodness they were, because these artifacts are too fascinating and too significant to lose. Unfortunately, this didn't stop vandals from sneaking onto the site and stealing some of the mummies, many of which were sold on the black market. This presented major problems for scientists and historians who were hoping to study the caves. The mummy of Apo Anu, a tribal chief, was one of those pilfered. Though his body was returned in the 1990s, his cave had undergone severe damage by that time. Many people believed the damage was caused by a curse. To this day, there are still several mummies within the Mount Pulag caves that remain unaccounted for. Some people believe that while they were human, they may have also been part deity, and they brought upon that curse. Similarly, many people are still trying to keep the exact location of the cave a secret from the general public. It's largely to avoid any further disturbances of the nearly 80 remaining mummies. The caves are now considered a World Heritage Site by the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization, that's UNESCO, and many of the descendants of the mummies still visit to perform rituals. Curious travelers can do so as well, provided they find the right tour guide, and if they're brave enough. Such a fascinating history. Hopefully, these remains stay undisturbed from now on. Share this creepy story with your friends.
When three friends decided to bid for a storage container at auction, they had no idea what it might contain. The rules of the auction house prevented them from searching inside. And apparently, no one, not even the auction house, had conducted a proper valuation of its contents. You have to speculate to accumulate, according to the old gambling proverb. But since neither the buyers nor the sellers knew exactly what was being sold, it was near impossible to determine the odds of winning a profit. In fact, the container might just as easily have incurred a loss. But the friends decided to bid anyway. If they were lucky, they might make a small profit. If not, better luck next time. However, as it happened, the contents of the mystery container appeared to be worth considerably more than they paid for it. The friends struck gold. Of course, fans of reality television might be familiar with this scenario. The program Storage Wars, for example, trails auction hunters as they bid for abandoned storage containers, appraise the objects inside and, if they're lucky, rake in a tidy profit when they sell them on. Storage units are considered abandoned and therefore eligible for auction when the renter is 3 months or more in arrears. Potential buyers are permitted a brief glance of the unit's contents from an open door, but they are not allowed to scrutinize the goods closely. The contents are sold as a single lot. Such auctions have definitely captured the public's imagination, generating several spin-offs and, in some cases, praise from professional critics. For example, Storage Wars was described by the Los Angeles Times as a strangely uplifting show, hope being one of the many things one can apparently find in an abandoned storage unit. Indeed, reality TV appears to have been the inspiration for 3 first-time bidders from the UK. We've all seen storage hunters and that on the telly, so we thought we'd give it a go. Danny Owens, 26, from Kelvinirwam in Northeast England told the website Gazette Live. Owens and 2 friends, Michael Gowder, a 29-year-old plumbing and heating engineer, and Anthony Frankish, a 29-year-old landscape gardener, had attended the auction separately to bid on single containers. But since they knew each other, they decided to pool their resources and make a joint bid. The auction took place in June 2017 at Magnum Storage at Haverton Hill, an industrial estate near the town of Middlesbrough in North Yorkshire. Around 100 people attended to bid on a total of 16 storage containers. Only one of them, however, has so far turned out to contain a jackpot. On the day, the friends gambled $112 each and managed to outbid a rival group of buyers. I think the other people were a bit gutted they'd missed out, Gowder told Gazette Live. They asked, "What did you see in there?" "So I went, I could see money." At first glance, however, the container appeared to hold little more than a jumble of worthless junk. Miscellaneous piles of hand tools, battered old boxes and stacks of dusty picture frames littered the interior of the unit, none of it particularly valuable or auspicious, at first glance. But on closer examination, there were indeed a number of valuable items hidden among the piles of French wine, for example, bottled during the Nazi occupation. The label indicated it was a bottle of 1943 Chateau Gazin, which sells online for around $315, potentially covering the cost of the entire container. Meanwhile, a line box contained a collection of what appeared to be antique silverware, highly polished and in excellent condition. If silver-plated, its value is probably only nominal. If it's solid silver, however, it may be worth a lot more. Also in the container was a collection of Royal Doulton and Wedgwood pottery. Both companies have a long history of manufacturing top-notch china and porcelain, which is highly sought after by collectors. Of course, the value of such items varies wildly, but it is quite possible that those items alone are worth a tidy sum. Accurate log apparently dating to the 1720s may or may not fetch much money, but it certainly has documentary and historical value. A local museum, or even the UK's National Archives might have an interest in it. There is something aesthetically pleasing about its text, carefully inscribed with calligraphic flourishes. Indeed, monetary value does not necessarily reflect other kinds of value, such as beauty or novelty. An Australian didgeridoo is unlikely to earn much on eBay, but it does make a great accessory and talking point. And if one of the lads learns how to play it, it makes an interesting sound too. Other containers contained engines, tools, a car and medical equipment, but apparently none of it was special or valuable enough to draw the attention of the UK's media, unlike the Friends container. The exact value of their haul has yet to be determined, but it may be worth the equivalent of several $1,000s. We've easily made our money back straight away, Frankish said. And there's loads more stuff still to be appraised, so it should be good when it's all gone. Indeed, whatever the final total, it does seem that the Friends have more than broken even, and earned a bit of fame in the process. In fact, the auction has generated such a positive response that Magnum Storage is planning to hold another big sell-off in September 2017. If you live in the UK and fancy your chances, head on over. However, it ought to be noted that the Friends' lucky win was an exception and not the norm. Still, the idea of winning big is a powerful draw. After all, millions of people gamble on lotteries around the world every week, or otherwise tune in to watch high-stake game shows. If you're lucky, if you happen to be at the right place at the right time, if you do the right things in the right way, you might just win big too. Good luck.
Subscribe for more.